is about your age. She's never had this much energy this early in the morning, so I'm impressed. We are Cordis, and Cordis, has anyone ever heard the name Cordis? Is anyone familiar with that name? Okay, Cordis is a Latin word that means heart. And so we are Cordis. We're really happy to be here, and I want to take just a second to give my appreciation to the early college high school program. There's some really special events that are happening. That is the reason for the season. That's why we are here. We're excited to be a part of that. I teach at Quincy College, and I want to thank the powers that be that have come together to make this event happen for you guys. It means a lot to us to be able to share this. We often will tour and we'll pay for audiences that has season tickets, and some people get it and some people don't. But you guys, I can tell from the applause we just had, there's already a connection. So that means a lot. Let me tell you a little bit about this thing here. First things first, so you can actually see it. Some of you guys have seen an instrument sort of like this, kind of like a dulcimer, right? This is called a cymbalum. And if you can't remember it, an easy term is Cinnabon. It kind of sounds like Cinnabon. This is a cymbalum, and it's part of the zither family. Around the world, every culture has some sort of a zither. In China, there's the yanshan. In Germany, we have the hackrit. In the Middle East, the santur. In America and some of Western Europe, we have the dulcimer, or you may know it as the hammered dulcimer. So this cymbalum is the national instrument of Hungary. Of all the zithers, this one has the largest range and probably the biggest sound because it was made in a piano factory. It was made next year is going to be 150th anniversary of the first cymbalum. It's made in a piano factory, right? It's in Budapest, Hungary. Budapest is the capital of Hungary. So right beside the Opera House, there's a piano factory, and this instrument was made in that same factory. This was only made about 7 years ago, but it was made in the same factory. The strings that I hit are the same strings that we have on a piano, but there's a big difference. On a piano, it's much tighter. The strings are much tighter, and because they're much, much tighter, the pitch is much more refined and much more definite. This pitch, it's a little bit warbly, and if that's not... For Jeremy, who listens, he's always listening to us when he's playing. He's getting his intonation from us. This is always a headache for him, but he's been with us for 20,000 years, so I think he's figured out how to listen to the piano and not this. That compromises the pitch, just because it's not as tight. But then when you get to the middle of the instrument, literally, if you look on a piano, middle C is in the middle of the keyboard. The middle of my instrument, I also have middle C. It's not so tight, the strings, but also they share a pitch with the G above it. And if any of you have ever tried, like, I don't know, sharing a bedroom with your younger sibling or whatever, there's a lot of tension. There's a lot of tension on here too, so again, it compromises the intonation. When I get even higher on the instrument, I have up to 3 pitches sharing the same tuning pegs. So the more you share, the more compromise there is, right? As I'm talking, some of you may be thinking, well then why do you play that if it's so compromised with its pitch? Because the compromising of the pitch is what makes it cool. That's what makes it different, right? So, I think I've said about as much as you guys probably want to hear about the cymbal. I'm very excited to be here this morning, and on to the next. I'm going to use it back up. Give me a second.
Cool, thanks everybody. My name is Jeremy. You may be wondering what this thing is. It's a cello, it's an electric cello, so this is kind of like a hybrid between a cello and electric guitar. I grew up playing both instruments, and so this is kind of a cool way to bring those two worlds together. Good to be back in Quincy. I used to live here for a long time, so it still feels like home. I used to live down the street. Good to be with you guys this morning. So this group, obviously we focus on instrumental music. And the thing that I love about playing instrumental music is that it can mean so many different things to so many different people. So it's almost like, it can be kind of like a soundtrack to your thoughts or to whatever you're feeling. And I love how kind of open that is. That was a piece that I wrote for the group called Preface. And I originally wrote that on electric guitar. And then I thought it'd be cool to kind of like reinvent it and see how it worked with this specific group of instruments. So this has been a really fun, creative project to be a part of. So we're just keep things rolling here. The next song we're going to play is called Side Effects. Thanks again.
grab a mic. Is this mic on? Sweet. I'll just talk to this. I'm Andrew. I play a variety of drums and percussion. Do we have any drummers out there? Sweet. Couple. All right. So I play a variety of what's obviously the drum set, and then percussion instruments you might find in a concert band or an orchestra, such as glockenspiel, crotales, and this instrument back here sort of looks like a small xylophone, but it's actually individually tuned wood blocks. So one of them sounds like this, and then the highest one sounds like this. And then together you got 2 octaves of wood blocks. So we only use that in one piece today, which is about to come up, so you'll hear that in a second. The other cool thing I was playing, see if anybody knows what this is called. Remember seeing one of these? Take a guess. There's actually water inside, which changes the pitch, changes the tone of it, and changes the vibe. It's called a water phone. And you can strike it, as I did secondarily. Primarily, you bow it, and this is a violin bow. You could use a cello bow too. Is that coming through the mic? You hear that? All right. So it kind of has the eerie sound, perfect for this month, perfect for Halloween. I'm sure they use one of these in the Halloween soundtrack. I do a lot of work on Broadway, and one of the shows I played was called Beetlejuice, and we used one of these in Beetlejuice for some of the eerie effects. So it's called the water phone. All right, what else do we have? I played a metal vase, a metal vase. So, one of a kind. Richard found this in some street market in Santa Barbara, and I could use a ping pong paddle with foam on it to play it. So let's see if this comes through, then I'll play it to the mic. It's a really low, nice bass sound, kind of a soft, subtle. And you can muffle it. So, in front of the mic, it sounds, see if we can, see if Dan's got it dialed in back there. I mean, Bill, sorry. Is it dialed in, Bill? Is it coming through the speakers? Not getting any response. Is it coming through the speakers? Sweet. That's a great sounding instrument. I mean, it obviously acts as a bass drum, just a little bit more mellow. So, then what I was playing over here were gourds. And what makes a cool sound, what makes it resonate is water inside this big gourd. So this is a smaller gourd. And there's another bigger gourd here with water in it. Without the water, without being in that resonant chamber, it sounds like this, kind of just sounds like a cable, sounds kind of dead. But you put it in here. It's got more of a tone to it, doesn't it?
And we should make a seasonal connection with that too, right? A pumpkin is a gourd. Just saying. Just saying.
He's got a PhD.
I got a PhD, and I'm telling you, pumpkin is a gourd.
So, brilliant connection there. We'll call this the Halloween tune. So the last thing I'll play is what's going to start the next piece. The next piece is called Angel Style, and it starts with a Tibetan prayer bowl, which is hard to hear unless you put it up to your ear or put it up to a microphone. So hopefully this comes through. This tune is called Angel Style.
This piece was inspired by a friend who was in a situation where it was better not to climb that mountain. This is Permission to Leave.
Hey everyone. I'm Jeremiah. I play the piano. I realized we kind of, we picked a set to demonstrate kind of what we do in Cordis, but there isn't many opportunities in the set to play this water harmonium I have here, so I wanted to talk about that a little bit, and probably just I might play a short solo on it because I think we have time, and it's cool. Okay, yeah, we only have one song left after this. So Cordis, I don't know if you guys have the context, Cordis has been doing this conditioned blues set for a few years now. We've been playing it all over the country. The concept of the show is kind of about how water interacts with sound. And so, like, as we've been talking about, mainly in the percussion setup, we have a lot of water instruments, a lot of different ways that water affects the sound. And when we were playing full shows, we had kind of a bigger setup, lights and, big, I kind of miss the colander, remember the waterfall sound effects and everything. But this is another water-powered instrument. It's a bunch of nested bowls, basically. So if you take a wet finger and rub it around like a wine glass, you can essentially get a pitch out of it, and this is a whole instrument made out of that concept. This is a small size. It actually comes with essentially the range of a full piano at full size. So it's really long, super fragile instrument, and so it was invented, I think, in the 1700s, and people wrote for it for a little while, but it didn't stay popular for too long because it's a little inconvenient. But it sounds great. So I'm going to play it a little bit, show you kind of the range and the pitches we can get from it. Up here, we have one more song.
Before we do, I want to just throw in, this is how I
We give Richard the mic.
connection that Andy had made for the Halloween creeping. If you can hear see, I'm trying to make it relevant here. I'm trying to make it relevant. Kind of, yeah. No. Is anybody awake out there? Can I hear anybody? 5%.
We're gonna play Seams.
Thanks so much, guys.